I mean, the smile says it all, and Freddie's smiling right back at him.
He wants to punch him out so bad.
Pitching Ninja. We got sliders and fastballs and curveballs too. When you step in the box, man, you're gonna be through.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Pitching Ninja Show. As always, I am Pitching Ninja. Before we start, please make sure to hit that subscribe button because we're going to be doing this all season and you're not going to want to miss it. I'm here as always with my producer, Will Leahy. Will, how are you?
Great, Ninja. Super psyched going to a baseball game tonight, which is incredible. It's the Astros coming to the Bronx for the first time since the cheating scandal happened. So that ought to be an incredibly rowdy crowd, a lot of boos. I also hate the Yankees, so I'll be booing them also. So I'll just be booing everyone tonight.
So check this. I always get asked how many games you go to. I mean, you're Pitching Ninja. You should be going to a lot of games. I kind of rarely get to go because if I go to a game, you know what happens? I'm sitting there and my phone blows up. Why don't you get this pitch? To see what happened? I'm like, I'm at a game. It's a burden being Pitching Ninja sometimes, Will.
I know, man. And it's a burden working with you because last time I asked you if you wanted to catch a game in Atlanta, you said no. So
I don't think we were allowed to catch a game in Atlanta, Will.
Sox are coming to Atlanta in June. I'd love to go with you, but I don't know who's going to be home to catch the filthiest stuff of the week if we do that. So
yeah,
you know.
I mean, it's really a pathetic life I lead.
Same here. I'm just going to games booing people. So
yeah, that's true. I don't know which is worse.
So, Ninja, what were you most excited about in this last week?
Tyler Glasnow continues to be must-watch TV. Not only is his stuff ridiculously filthy, but occasionally his mouth is.
My mom texted me like, you gotta stop cussing on TV, like cover your mouth or something.
In fact, he may be the first player suspended from baseball by his mom. And you never know when Tyler's going to K-strut off the field with 2 strikes. My bad. Well, not sure who else is bad that could have been Tyler, but it's awesome. Tyler is a great personality and absolutely a must-watch guy every time he's on the bump.
What do you think about Danny Duffy? I think he's got a .6 ERA still.
We're going to have to call him Cy Duffy. He has been great. He doesn't make my account that much because there's something about left-handed pitchers and the camera angles we get that most left-handed pitchers don't look as good as they probably are. He doesn't stick out to me as particularly filthy. You can't argue with his results. I mean, it's awesome to see. Honestly, I think lefties are underrepresented because camera angles do them poorly.
Speaking of Cy Young lefties in the American League, friend of the program, Carlos Rodon, is just continuing to be incredible.
I remember him back at NC State, and me being a North Carolina guy, he killed us. He just destroyed us. And actually, when I was DMing him, he said, I didn't know you were Tar Heel. We schools don't get along, but you can respect a dude that was as good as he was in college. And it's great to see him doing that now that he's fully healthy. Giolito texted me and said, Rodon has the best lefty slider in baseball, and he didn't think it was particularly close.
I do think Chris Sale might have something to say about best lefty slider when he comes back.
I don't disagree with you at all. I love Chris Sale's slider.
Shout out to the old guy, Rich Hill, with 10K for his 5th team, and I think he's only the 3rd guy ever after the age of 41 to do it, matching Randy Johnson, Steve Carlton. Not bad company.
I love Rich Hill. He does pick up for a lefty. I think it's because he's not a natural lefty. He is a converted lefty. He grew up throwing righty. He is a natural right-handed thrower. So maybe that's why the camera does him a little better. I love everything about Rich Hill. I love the fact he gets angry even in the dugout, throws stuff, and I hope he pitches until he's 60.
Whoa, hold on. He grew up throwing righty? He switched and became a lefty?
He did. I believe his older brother told him that if he wanted to make it as a pitcher, he needed to throw lefty. So he ended up throwing left-handed, which is why I think he moves a little funky. Billy Wagner did that too, though. Billy Wagner broke his right arm and started throwing lefty and threw 100+ lefty.
And that brings us to our long dong of the week. And this week, it's going to Ronald Acuna Jr. Hit this absolute moonshot at the perfect launch angle, the perfect everything. It just is exactly how you'd want to see, how you envision hitting home runs. And he absolutely blasts it.
And now, Pitching Ninja's Top 10 Filthiest Pitches of the Week.
At number 10, Landon Sims threw one of the nastiest sliders I have seen all year in college. You can see this thing, it just drops out of plane. I have an overlay of this with his fastball, and it's just not fair. I mean, you are talking about major league talent pitching against college players. Number 9, Julio Urias. These two wicked slurves made Vogelbach jump back. The guy he just pounds the zone. He has something like a 74% strike percentage this year, which is sick. And he also had a KO. Number 8, Corey Kluber. Kluber had a 10K game, turned back the clock. He had his traditional mix of his two-seamer and his breaking ball. Who knows what it is? It's a slider, a curveball, it's a Kluber ball. It's something. It's nasty. He looked like his Cy Young self. But the other thing he's done is added a changeup, and his changeup is absolutely disgusting. Number 7, Shane McClanahan. Shane threw this 101 mile an hour fastball. You can see the movement. This is one of those cameras that does lefties justice. You can see the arm side run here. That is absolutely wicked. At number 6, Aroldis Chapman is the best version of Aroldis Chapman that I have seen. Well, he's not throwing 105. He is pitching at 102. He is unhittable. He's 24 Ks in 10 innings unhittable. And number 5, Yu Darvish again with a two-seamer. Again, this front hip two-seamer that he throws is totally disgusting. And that combined with his breaking stuff, Yu is just getting better and better and is a ton of fun to watch. Number 4, everybody's newest favorite reliever, that'd be Justin Lawrence. Have you never heard of Justin Lawrence? Well, you're going to be hearing a lot of him. The man, when he gets ready to pitch, looks like one of those creative players as he's sitting there. I don't know what he's doing. Is he twerking? He's doing something. But he throws 101 miles an hour from a low 3/4 arm slot and has a frisbee slider. Like, everybody will know this dude's name. He is so much fun to watch, so keep an eye out for him when you're watching Rockies games.
101 while twerking is just absolutely insane.
Number 3, James Karinchak. James Karinchak has been just unfair, a cheat code this year. He's got 25 Ks and 11 2/3 innings. Just disgusting with his upper 90s fastball and a curveball that is kind of an alien pitch. I mean, that pitch is not one that you often see, and you get a lot of terrible swings on it. Number 2, Shohei Ohtani's backdoor slider. When I first put this on Twitter, everybody's jaws dropped. I mean, you see this pitch go from the batter's box, looking like it is a clear ball, to catching, to basically being, a ridiculous backdoor slider. I paired this up with his fastball so you can see how far out of the zone this thing comes to come back and catch the zone. And number 1, Devin Williams airbender. It is just unfair. I mean, that is a top tier slider going the other way. Nobody can throw that. You can see why that pitch is the best pitch in the major leagues when it is on. This is all-time great stuff right here. And now, joining the Pitching Ninja show, man with an absolutely filthy breaking ball, Captain Hook himself, TJ Antone. How do you like that Captain Hook nickname?
At first I was like, man, like, I don't know, I'm still new in the league, and like, I didn't want to like, I just didn't want to like, call myself something like that, but just kind of roll. I just went with it. They got some T-shirts made and just went with it.
Yeah, I mean, technically, if I make it up, you're not doing it, so you shouldn't feel bad about it, right? I mean, like
that was my thought process. You called me that. I didn't call myself that.
So, what is the key to Spin Cincinnati?
I think the Reds are looking for guys with outlier pitches overall, and then maybe they're also looking for guys that maybe have a pitch that's close, that needs just a little bit, something that they know that has worked for another guy, and they're going to take a chance.
And you have Sonny Gray, who is who is a fantastic reference for everybody, I would imagine too. Like
Incredible. I love talking to Sonny. He's it was really cool last year having Bauer and Sonny, because they're like very similar, but they're also very different the way they think about situations. Like Trevor's very heavy on the science side, like, you know, he's going to go analytical, but he's still a pitcher. He knows how to pitch. And then Sonny is like a pitcher. He's like an artist on the mound. And then like he has all these crazy like comeback two seams and banging curveballs and incredible sliders. And it's like how he like mixes all that together, and just kind of like the way he works is his little masterpiece. But then he's also like learning from Trevor, he was learning from Trevor about, okay, well, this pitch spins like this, so we're going to use it in this situation. It's like, whoa, you guys are blowing my mind. I've never heard this stuff before. It's incredible.
Yeah. So how big of an influence was Bauer on that staff last year?
Big, yeah. I think he helped. I think in two realms. One, we all saw his consistency of work. He has a very calculated plan, the way he goes about his 5-day rotation and what he does each day and how he prepares. And so I think that kind of rubbed off on some of us to like be a little bit more calculated with the way we go about our daily work. And then also just the way his pitching, him just talking through, I mean, he's a Cy Young winner now, and it's just learning from that guy. And he's been through failure and now he's been through success. So, and he's bounced around and he's learned, and it sounded like he's gotten better and more mature every single year. So, just learning from him on the maturity / like being a baseball player standpoint. And
I think the overall confidence, like to go out there, and he is a cocky MFer on the mound. And
he is.
And you know what? It makes the game more watchable, but I think it feeds everybody else doing that. Like that was kind of the team last year.
Yeah, like to see him in 19 when he came over to the Reds. I've always watched Bauer, and then I was so excited when he came over to the Reds. 'Cause I'm like, I have an opportunity to meet him and like talk to him. And then he came over to the Reds and it was like really bad, just really bad in 2019. And watch him come back in spring training, nothing affected him. He's just super confident in his work and his due diligence, and him to go in there and then just execute and go in and win the Cy Young. It was incredible to watch. It really was.
Being able to brush things off. You have a bad outing. What do you do personally to like mental game wise?
Yeah, I think something that's separated me and like helped me through the minors for sure is, I read it in a book somewhere. It always talked about there's winners and there's learners. Like there's no losers. I mean, you can be a loser, but like you're not going to accomplish anything. So like when you win, like you're obviously doing something right. You continue down this path, you do the same thing. And then there's learners. Like when you don't win, well, what goes on? Like you have to learn from the situation. You have to, grow from it. And so I think that's kind of like the way I've always approached failure is, okay, well, this doesn't just mean the world just ended for me. Like I just blew a save against the Cubs, this situation that just happened. Yes, it's very incredibly frustrating. But, after the game, it's like, well, what did I do wrong? Did I do anything wrong? Did I just miss a pit? Did I miss, throw in the wrong spot? Like kind of going over it and like learning from it. Okay, it's gone. It's over. Let's move on. So, I'm getting ready for the game tonight. Like I remember and I learned from the past, like mistake that I made, but move on. There's always tomorrow.
Is that generally your personality though? Are you like a very type A, you want to go at somebody, you want to challenge them in kind of everything?
For sure. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'm as type A as they come.
So let's go through your pitch grips.
My fastball, my middle finger is right down the middle of the ball. And then I just like everything else is just around it. I had to move my thumb up a little bit too. I was tucking my thumb like this, and so I had to move my thumb up. So I think it helps me stay through the ball a lot better because now it's rolling off my middle finger and it's actually staying like true on the spin. Change up, I haven't thrown it yet this year, but it's in the back pocket.
I was going to ask you about that. I want to see this.
Hitters gonna be like, oh yeah, he doesn't have a changeup. I'm gonna rip it on someone. They're gonna be like, what was that? Yeah, so I just thought like traditional like 4-seam changeup. So fastball's here. I just kind of switch my fingers over. I have quite a bit of pressure on my thumb when I throw it because I want it to kind of like delay it coming out.
Yep.
If it slips too early, I get my hand under it and I kind of like push the ball. The slider and the curve, I hold exactly the same. It's just like what I do different. I manipulate them differently. So I hold them like this. I'm actually, horseshoe is in my hand.
Yep.
And I just like wrap my finger down the seam, but like slightly on this side of it.
So I have some leverage there. And then the index finger is, it's actually on the slider, it's a little bit tighter than the curveball. So the index finger has some good pressure on it, but I would say most of the pressure is on the middle finger. And then the thumb's on this seam. So I'm almost splitting the ball like sideways. And then, so for the slider, my thought process is like get my hand out front and like finish my middle finger, like kind of like pull around the front of it and to the side. So I'm pulling, so as it's coming out, I'm pulling around the front and to the side. So it's spinning.
So Will, one thing that really disappointed me this week is Dustin May getting hurt. Number one, he is an electric pitcher. Love watching that guy throw, as you see from my Twitter account. Every time he's on the bump, you see something you've never seen before. Pitches with a ton of emotion, athletic, just everything you want to see. So, you know, our prayers are with him. Yeah,
it's super sad to see. He is some of the filthiest stuff. The ginger assassin. I myself am part ginger, so I really root for the guy. I really like everything about him, and it sucks a lot.
It's been another great week, and until next time, I'm going to K-strut on out of here. Keep throwing flames.